Hi guys, so I'm going to read Avengers number 91.
The Century is programmed to destroy you, and destroy you I shall. And the ones you don't kill, Tin Man, Goliath will. Run! All of you! Run!
No, we cannot flee. We dare not. It's Avenger versus Avenger. To the death. And the prize is the planet Earth.
The mighty Avengers. Look, Captain Marvel, gaze deeply at that screen, at its sea of ever-shifting scenes, and tell me what you see. Watch the girl known as the Wasp, menaced by a brooding, bestial primitive who was once her husband. Stare wide-eyed at three so-called Avengers, beset by both a Kree century and one of their own kind. And now, envision yourself, Marvel, held helpless by the neon graviton fields. Does that not tell you the day of doom is at hand for all those who call themselves human beings?
So take one giant step backward. Stan Lee, editor. Roy Thomas, writer. Sal Buscema, artist. Artie Simic, letterer.
Once that raging brute was a man. His name was Henry Pym, an Avenger himself, called Yellow Jacket. Yet, when that war club descends upon the girl's head, he will be living proof of the victory of our de-evolutionary beings over the will of mankind. The final triumph of Kree science over the upstart human race. But, hold, he pauses. Does some residue of humanity remain, locked somewhere beneath that misshapen skull? Is there any yet hope for the pitiable earthlings? Girl, weak, no club, hurt, pretty, take you with, for later. Ah, there is no need for concern. The savage simply desires a mate. Natural enough on a barbarian world such as this, where childbearing has not yet been superseded by more civilized practices. If the human had been a male, the death blow would have been struck. Still, perhaps certain further tests are still in order. Putter around all you want, Ronan. The Avengers will still stop you. You and your mad dreams. Silence, you monumental traitor to the star-sailing Kree who spawned you. Mightier than you have tried already to interfere, and failed. Was not that self-same Henry Pym one of the first to discover me? Here in these Arctic regions, I have turned into a steaming jungle. He fell quickly to the Evo rays, because he was then the size of a mere insect. But even such as a gargantuan being, as the one they call Goliath, will soon succumb, and become a blithering, mumbling man-brute. Yet, in the brief span of time left to him, he shall remain under my influence, helping Century 459 to smash forever the two mutants and the upstart android, whom the Evo rays might never affect. While, with each minute, the deadly arc of those rays shall sweep ever wider, melting sheets of ice or age-old ice, giving birth to primordial forest, and to scenes that humankind has known only in its wildest nightmares, or in its deepest racial rememberings. Until every living thing on Earth is hurled back along the evolutionary path, to begin anew the slow stumblings upward. Only thus can Kree supremacy in this sector of the cosmos be assured for another thousand years.
Wait, I don't know if that's supposed to be a mistake or not. Let's just say 10,000 years.
Another 10,000 years. Well, Marvel, now do you see what you have wrought by drawing my attention to this crossroads world? And you, who chose to cast your lot with this planet's, now must pay the price. But first, observe the climax of the one-sided battle without.
Feel like the original Wheel 5 throwing stones at the Century. But I gotta do something. I got to. You may have helped more than you imagine, Rick. If I can just form a hex sphere around Century and rock fragments in time. You did it, girl. But what did you do? Somehow, I must have affected the stone's makeup, caused it to be formed of magnetic alloys. Alloys which, though shattered, attracted each other so strongly, they caught the Century in the middle. Well done, Wanda. Yet, that gives us but a brief respite at best. Just as Quicksilver has done by hurling himself pell-mell at the mesmerized Goliath, none of this will gain us access to that citadel yonder. Then may I suggest, fellow Avenger, that you speak less and fight more? You mock me, mutant. But that's just what I have planned, and I have dreaded doing. For, just as I possess the power to let his massive fist pass through my frame, so may my fist slide through his bone and sinew, as easily as if I were truly a vision, a ghost. Not a mere android, with the ability to control my mass and density. Yes, even to solidify that fist ever so slightly, yet enough to cause the giant great internal pain. Agony ending only with total loss of consciousness. And, if I could pray, then I would pray. That pain is all I have brought Clint Barton. Now do you see why I delayed my attack? Now do you begin to understand? You were holding back as long as possible, because you knew that an instant too much of that internal pressure would spell an Avenger's death. More than one Avenger is in danger of an early death, Pietro. For the Century is free again. Incredible. He mentally analyzed those fragments and neutralized them. Pietro, keep Wanda back. Only my powers stand a chance against the creation of the Kree. Wait, who says what? You did not... Oh, yes.
Android, Let this be a battle of the non-humans.
Did you not hear him? My sister, stay back!
So, you think a century will fall as easily as did the giant one?
Perhaps, if I can only damage some internal components.
And perhaps you could, had I not thoroughly analyzed your powers when first we met. Indeed, programmed myself to turn them against you.
The Vision! He's hurt! Wanda, come back! You can't! He risked his life for us! Can we do no less? Speak to me, Avenger! Let me... Oh! Wanda! What's wrong? What is happening to you? I'm coming, Wanda!
Correction, mutant earthling. You shall not pass beyond this ring of searing fire. The female was felled by an energy discharge from the defeated android, and she is a prisoner of the Kree.
No! Never! Don't try it, Pietro. You know you're no match for Godzilla. Come on. It won't do any good if we all get hauled in. But Wanda, my sister, she lies on the other side of that raging inferno. If she should die, will I turn and run? Yet, I must. Through every fibre of my being says to attack. I've no choice but to flee, for the sake of an entire planet. But we'll be back, Sentry. You hear? We'll be back.
Yes, I hear them, yet I cannot rage and bellow as they would have me. It is not given to a century to know the white-hot wrath of hatred, nor even the golden glow of pride in victory. That is for lesser creatures, for those who call themselves human. A century can only obey and fight, and inevitably triumph.
Wanda, the Vision, Goliath, all gone, taken inside the Kree Citadel. If only I had died before I saw this day. Don't blame yourself, Quickie. Besides, there's still a... Hey, look! A trio of cavemen. Oh, a trio of cavemen. If such as they can be called men. But who? Don't you remember? This was a government station in this neighborhood. That's what's left of 3 trained technos. If that is what the human race is destined to become, we cannot stop fighting, as long as we live. But come, there's nothing more to see here. That's where you're wrong, man. There's something happening down there.
But Ronan no longer cares what is. With these others in my grasp, what can a mere speedster and an untried youth hope to achieve? My calculations, Master, are nothing. Precisely. The traitor Marvel is magnetically held by the very mineral content of his own body. And the energy bonds which hold those two have been programmed to nullify their pitiful powers. Mutant and android. I might have made their kind my lieutenants on this backwater planet. Now they are doomed, as the true humans they strove to defend.
Wanda, then you were captured, even as I was? Yes, but it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Just as long as you weren't harmed. I know that now. Wanda, No, it must not be. Vision, why? Why did you... Oh, because I'm an android, a mere copy of a living being, a thing of plastoid flesh and of synthetic blood.
By the great Nebula, they are in love. An android and an atom-born mutant. Rejected offspring of Earthian technology. In love. This sight alone was worth my joining the Century here, after teleporting him to these once icy wastes. But, while I speak of love and other lower and baser emotions, there is one final grouping I must check. The girl called Jan. And the dull-witted savage who once did love her. As I expected, they pose no threat to me. Yet what causes the male to brandish his weapon? Make menacing gestures? Ah, now all is clear to me. Those who were the first three to devolve into primeval brutes, they desire the fellow's mate. And they mean to take her. But something of the Avengers still remained within the other, some lingering trace of the trained fighter. Something which is more than a match for mere bestial lust. Something which would one day be called human. And, even in the others, there remains a shred of self-preserving intellect, just enough to know when they are beaten. Yet, pity the girl, if you pity any, for she could shrink, perhaps, sprout wings and fly away from the thing which now claims her. But for that same self-damning emotion called love.
Then perhaps you just delivered your epitaph, Ronan. Yours and the Kree's. While such emotions remain, even deeply buried within savage breasts? Or beasts? I think that's a misspelling. Savage beasts. The world I have renounced can never sit secure.
True enough, Marvel, so far as it goes. But you were ever a mere warrior, one who guarded our far-flung frontiers, without suspecting our true genius. Do you know what will occur, my friend, when this delicate attachment is added to the Evo Ray? No? Then it would be rude of me to keep you in suspense. Ah, this prehistoric toad will serve my purpose. For a demonstration. This, Marvel, this is the ultimate form of the human race. Somewhere in that droplet universe, that infinity of fate and fluid, swims the prototype of that which all earthborn humans soon shall become. But do not strain your eyes, fool. Even they are too weak to focus upon an amoeba. So, strain all you want, my dear Captain. I cry out long enough to be heard in the far-off Kree galaxy itself. Mankind is nonetheless doomed to return to the muck and the mire.
Come, Rick. Here is the citadel of our hated enemy. We can't get in there. The place is as tight as a drum. We will get in. We must get in. For the sake of my sister, for the sake of the world. Ah, this metal bar. There are those who think my mutant speed a useless weapon, a mere trick good for carrying messages, and nothing more. Today we shall see. If it may be far, far more. Fantastic! He plowed that bar through the wall like a straw through a tree in a hurricane, or the Green Bay Packers through a high school defense.
You struggle to remain unimpressed, android, by my de-evolution of the toad. Still, when even your mutant companion is affected by close-range exposure.
If you destroy her, fiend, I'll...
You will do nothing, hapless one. Nothing save... observe. No!
You'll harm her after you have dealt with Quicksilver. Pietro! Flee, Pietro! You must flee! If you interfere, you too will perish. Then perish I shall.
Mere speed will avail you not, Earthling.
But first, as someone said, they must catch the rabbit.
You are indeed a fool, mutant, for your atomic birthright might have spared you till the last. But now, you shall die first. Sweep the chamber, 459, with arcs of death.
You are fast for your size, Sentry, but I am speed incarnate. Marvel, fast, before Quickie gets zapped into next year. Tell me how I can turn off whatever's gluing you to those crystal balls.
Rick! Take the unibeam from my wrist. Hurry!
This gizmo? It wouldn't put a dent in old Chrome Dome, pal.
Not the Sentry, Rick. You must fire it at the central control panel. I think I've calculated which one that is. But hurry, lad. For, while Pietro dodged the Sentry, he's just been felled by Ronan himself. And, in a moment, he'll turn our way. You've got the range, son. Now fire! Fire!
Yo! How do you get a recoil? From a flashlight.
I had you set the beam for solid light, Rick. A lethal intensity laser, designed to cut through any metal, even those created by the hyper-advanced Kree themselves. What is happening? It cannot end thus. It is not possible. Millennia ago, this great citadel was buried beneath fields of ice, awaiting this day. And within seconds, Master, though it defies all rational belief, my sensors calculate that it shall return there anew. If so, it will carry the costumed ones to an icy grave. Sentry 459, prepare for...
Who's talking here?
Hear me, Ronan, Supremor of the Kree Galaxy. Hear me, O Most High Accuser.
Eh? Is this some sort of trickery?
No, I know the device behind Ronan, and it's no trick. That apparatus is designed only for one-way transmission, from the Kree Galaxy to here. I cannot hear you, great Ronan,
but I pray that you receive my message. An emergency 5th magnitude has occurred in the short time since you've left us.
The Kree Galaxy is at war!
Our space lanes have once more been invaded, our stellar freighters decimated by our internebular rivals. The entire Kree Galaxy is under assault from the Skrulls.
The Skrulls. They are our avowed foes, since time out of mind. No longer can I toy with this miserable blemish upon the map of the universe. For usurper though I be, my place is still with my people. The master is gone, but he did not program me to save myself, did not program me for any action. Then I have no recourse but to remain at my post. Try to generate enough power from my own frame to hold the citadel together. Such an attempt is doomed to failure, but I may not falter, for I am a century. A century! A century! Heard screams, sirens blasting in my head. What's been going on?
That would take time to explain, my friend. Time we do not have. Disaster is imminent. It's in the very air.
Then forget I asked, Red. Just gangway for the one-man stampede.
Here, Wanda, lean on me. Yes, Pietro. Help her.
Holy Hannah! Look at this!
The primeval vegetation is dying. The Arctic has gained the upper hand once more. There's Jan, and Hank is with her. He's normal again. You're safe, all of you. Thank God. But I'm cold. So cold. Here, Hank. Take my cloak. Our costumes will keep us warm. At least till we can reach our Quinjets. But the 3 technicians have changed back, too. They're over there. Already located, Jan, by the sound of their chattering teeth.
Speaking of which, Viz, if you got any more capes up your sleeve, what in...
Brace yourselves, all of you! The Critty Citadel is returning beneath the ice, and this time it will remain forever. Or remain there forever. We licked 'em, gang, and we did it together, as Avengers. You mean you 6 did it. Yellow Jacket was just as much, or so much dead weight. I'm taking that as an omen, crew. A sign that I should stay in the lab, where I belong. In short, and with tons of regret, I'm formally resigning as an Avenger, effective now. Then, I guess that goes for the Wasp, too. But Hank, what of the race that built the Citadel? Will they ever come back? If they do, honey, then Hank Pym will fight them with a test tube. The Avengers with superpowers.
And a prayer, old buddy. Don't forget that. Most of all, with a prayer.
And that's the end. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.